Welcome back to Channel Top Gaming. My name's Aaron, and we're doing another Best of 3 Theros Beyond Death draft. We're squeezing one more Best of 3 in before Best of 1 opens up in the next week. And we've got a firmer grasp on what's going on, so we're going to go a little quicker, try and condense this down since Best of 3 games can take a little longer. And just off the bat, Timurit Calls the Dead is good. It's first pickable. It's not as easy to abuse in limited as far as getting a bunch of zombies on for that last lore trigger to really matter, but Black, and just this format in general, likes putting things in the graveyard, playing back out of it. Plays into that, gets you some immediate value and a little extra on top. Entrancing Liar is in the conversation. Timurit isn't a windmill slam, but Entrancing Liar is still of, let's say about a B level value as far as removal goes. It is also colorless, and for a first pick that can be very helpful. If we don't see any more black, or just not enough supporting black, it's just one of those early pick decisions. Beyond that, there's nothing that's really interesting us. I will say Relentless Pursuit is probably still undervalued. It's very good. So between Liar and Timurit Calls the Dead, I guess we're just going to go Timurit. It is also possible we pick up plenty of black removal anyway. Alright. So Shoal Kraken is perfectly fine playable. Can actually be very valuable in the right deck. Blue-black is an archetype we haven't played enough of, in my opinion. I'd like to play more. We've been playing a lot of aggro decks. Some mid-range value ones too, but almost always seems to be in a base of white around something else, aggressive style. So Black-Red is also an archetype. I haven't played with Escape Velocity. I've seen it a few times, and I could definitely see where it fits in. You really need to have your deck set up to be relentlessly aggressive, though. Just a really fast, hyper aggro style. And a lot of different hero cards, such as Heroes of the Revel, or I thought there was a white hero in here too. There's a 2-mana white hero, there's a 3-mana red hero, and a 4-mana flying white hero. Those are the ones that are off the top of my head, but any of those with Escape Velocity triggering the rest of your team can be just a game ender. For us, Revoke Existence is tempting, but it's not as powerful. If it was a Apathy, then that's probably would be our pick. Trapid Surge, nowhere near the power level, much harder to pull off. I think our pick here is just Heroes of the Revel, since Black-Red is accepted. Good archetype, and I think it's better in that archetype over Shoal Kraken and Black-Blue. I might be wrong, like I said, we haven't played enough, but I think that is our pick here. Alright, good Agonizing Remorse. Just a good all-around card, practically like a Thoughtseize if you're familiar with that, but for 2 mana getting any card, and then it's not always dead, because even if they are holding all lands or something that you'd rather just not pick, you can go into their graveyard and exile whatever escape creature, whatever you're trying to get rid of out of there too. So you're never busted on it. And there's not much else to even really talk about. Deny the Divine's good. Sentinel's Eyes is better than it looks, just like Mogai's Favor. Mogus's. There it is, Mogus's Favor. Just as a cheap, repeatable enter the battlefield enchantment trigger. And as far as the Favor goes, which is +2/-1, it can be sort of really tricky, grindy removal. But we'll take our Remorse gladly. Keep going. Boom. Should not probably be seeing this pick 4. I guess it's not super crazy that this fell to us. But it's good enough as a pick 1, depending on the pack, for me, for us. And Arachner is very good. Hierophant helps with the graveyard plan when you're trying to fill it up so you can do things like escape your Rage Hounds. Final Flare is nice and definitely plays into the sacrifice effects if and when you get there in that deck, which we're kind of moving towards. But yeah, easy Final Death. Wow, and a liar? Okay. So there is some decision making to this. So Hateful Eidolon's just a really good card and I like it a lot. Mire's Grasp is its best friend, but it goes, of course, with just all the different enchantment synergies. I think Black-White might be its best home, as far as just it alone getting pure value, because there's so many other things in white. But it's still playable in just practically any deck. You do need some ways to trigger it. It is aura specific, but just a really nice card. Throw the Mogus' Favor we were talking about on this guy. It becomes a 3/1 lifelink, which when it dies, it will draw a card. And you set it up then with Evangels, which is the 2/3 white creature for 3. That whenever something dies with an aura you own on it, then you get to return a creature with converted mana cost 2 or less from your graveyard to your hand. So if you have one of those out, this could go in, draw a card, and then replace itself back into your hand too. So a lot of good value engines around Eidolon. I don't think we're really as set up for it, plus there's a few other things that are more interesting to us. Liar I already talked about briefly, but this is just good scalable removal. We've seen a lot of them actually in the games we've played. Haven't played against as much as we have played it, but it's very flexible, and though maybe a little better in a more aggressive deck, it's still just better in an aggressive deck. It doesn't need to be an aggressive deck to be good. But being able to tap around and up to different creatures so you can continue your relentless assault is pretty nice. For us, though, I mean, we're not locked into red by any means, but if we were looking towards black-red and building around the synergies we know that are in there, then Portent of Betrayal goes in that deck because you're able to, of course, grab a creature, and after you've kidnapped it, you can throw it at their face, which they can either have to take the damage or block with another one of their creatures, or if that isn't seen as exciting or if it's not as profitable, then you can just straight up sacrifice it to one of your other effects, usually at an advantage since you're sacrificing their creature, essentially removing it and then getting whatever benefit from your sacrifice outlets. And that's just black-red sack deck in a nutshell. So if we wanted to try and steer towards that or look with an eye towards it, we could. That is a little dangerous though with such a good card as Liar, which goes in all sorts of decks, and we may not end up in a sacrifice deck. And then Mogus' Favor, the card I've been talking about here, that goes on things like Eidolon and just in general is a very good card, but not really in consideration between the other two cards. And now that we've talked it out, really we just need to take this Liar and be very happy that we got it. Underworld Fires? I don't know. I just don't know exactly what to do with this. Yeah, you can kind of try and trickily? Yeah, that's a word. Build around it, sneakily. But it's also sorcery speed, so you can't even really use it as a battle trick. And then a lot of the decks that you'd want to play it in, you're just hurting yourself more often than not. So I don't know, maybe it finds its way out of sideboard. We have an Infuriate or a Libation, and as our deck stands now, if we had to just stop and somehow just play with multiple copies of whatever cards we had, then I guess I'd pick Libation. But we're still in pack 1. I'm sure there'll be plenty of opportunities. We might even end up with a Libation in the sideboard that we didn't even want to pick near the end of the draft. We don't really have to consider it. And again, since we're not married to red, we don't have to default to Infuriate, even though that is a very good card. Better when you have more heroes. And we already have one red hero, but red-white is more the heroic archetype for that, for aggro deck. So it frees us up to look at the other cards in case we end up in those colors instead. So probably the best one is Pegasus. I have played the holy bejesus out of this thing. Starlight Mantle goes in decks that are playing blue, and as a one-of is almost always welcome. It works as pretty much just a counter against removal, though it can also be used sneakily again to trigger Constellation or other effects that you might want. And it's instant speed, you're usually holding up mana for other things in blue. None of this is that exciting though to pull us away, and there's another Relentless Pursuit. We've seen a decent amount of green, so it might be worth hedging our bet and grabbing this. But nothing too much. So really it's between Infuriate, kind of holding with, if we're trying to stay with the cards that we've already picked. Pegasus is probably the best standalone card. We played plenty of black-white, and it's definitely feasible. And Relentless Pursuit might be the sneaky good play if we end up seeing a lot more green. But I think it's worth hedging our bet with a Pegasus. Took a while, and it might not even be that pertinent of a decision. But let's see. So Triumph of Annex. It's good, and it's probably best with like Underworld Rage Hounds, since it's already oversighted towards being aggressive, and this actually allows it to trample through, and the opponent either just has to chump it out and generally trade, which then we don't mind, of course, already with Rage Hounds. But you also kind of need something else to pick up the slack to start attacking in too. It's a very, very aggressive card. And then seeing the fight target creature you don't control trigger coming, the opponent can usually set up a way to make that a disadvantage. So I'm not too excited for it. Final Flare honestly probably is more interesting to me, though Mogus is, as I said, maybe the best standalone card, but honestly Arachner is very good too. This is a decent pack, but just a couple different branching decision points. Safe pick is Mogus, and it's probably what we're going to pick because it's still also just a good card. Again, if we wanted to reinforce red, we could try this Annex, though. I want to see it in a deck that I'm already aggressive with, and even then, I don't know if I like it that much. Final Flare, if we want to, again, sort of creep into that black-red sacrifice archetype. Or Traveler's Amulet, which is just a weak way of saying maybe we're going to want to splash some stuff. I think probably just Mogus. Okay, so not a lot here, though, we're keeping our options open. None of these white cards are that good. Triumphant Surge might be the best, and it is not good. There's better removal all over in the set, and especially even in white. I'm not saying that this can't come out of a sideboard to do some damage against a deck that has a lot of these 4 power greater creatures, but a lot of times it's just you're left lacking with it, and it doesn't have the enchantment synergies that you want from a lot of your cards. So we're not really looking at that. Glimpse of Freedom, I think, is a very specific archetype. Of course, we're nowhere near, and the only thing besides the Word Leader, which we're clearly making our way around to picking, would be this Hubris. The Wings of Hubris work okay. Flying is good enough. You kind of need some setup. You need some creatures worth putting this on. It also does have a last-ditch sack outlet effect. If you say, Portent, grab one of their creatures, or just really need to sack a creature for some reason, you can throw it on and then sack the wings, do whatever you're going to do, and then that creature will sacrifice itself at the beginning of the next end step. Pretty elaborate, though. It's probably just an easy war leader for us, just based on color alone. If we, again, end up in that sacrifice deck, it's an outlet, though it is pretty expensive. Okay. Death's Vigil. As you can see, these sacrifice outlets just start to pile up. Still not definitely in that archetype. There's some other key things we'd want before we would lean into it. But this is also just a good all-around card. It's an enchantment creature. It blocks well. It gives you a little bit of sneaky reach at the end of the game. Sometimes more than you'd expect. Maybe have a bunch of tokens out. You can do this 5 times. That's 5 life. Just needs a little bit of loving. So, lamp pad, and our curve's looking pretty good. Well, so here, Grim Physician works again nicely in the Sacrifice Outlets deck because you'll get whatever effect, say, we get to draw a card, or we're draining for 1, or whatever it may be. And then you get to kind of use this as a little bit of a battle trick. You can have a threat of activation if you're just wanting to attack in with a creature, and it's up to the opponent whether or not they want to make that trade. Yeah, it's just an all right little upfront blocker. I think we wanted over an escape velocity. I think escape velocity again, it goes in that hyper aggro deck, which we're not really looking like. I mean, it is an aura, it does have escape. How much are we really missing with the Grim Physician? I'd say not much. Let's give escape velocity a little try here. Maybe it's really good. I don't know. I haven't played with it enough. That's a tempting Sentinel's Eyes. I mean, all we've picked up those the Pegasus, and we're kind of leaning towards the black-red side now. Rapid Flames I thought was going to be more useful as a one-of. Kind of like, what was the name of that card? Cosmotronic Wave. What was that, like back in Guilds? But it really hasn't ended up in any of the aggro decks that we played, and I guess maybe just haven't had an occasion for it, but I don't think the occasion's now anyway. Sentinel's Eyes would be the only thing maybe over the Shield, which may or may not even see play. I like it, it's good, it just doesn't seem to ever have enough synergy with whatever else we're trying to do. But I think it's worth picking up over a Speculative Eyes. Alright, we'll play a Final Flare, and now we're kind of actively looking for some of those portents, some other payoffs for going into... I have not seen this guy at all. For going into SAC. Taranika, a Cruin veteran. So, Vigilance. Oh, this is the one that turns one of your other creatures into a 4/4 indestructible. So you throw, like, Commanding Presence especially, but almost any aura on Taranika, and you got a good attacker blocker that allows something else that you're attacking with to just really turn on. Would love to have had this in a mono-white aggro deck we had yesterday. Would have been perfect. Not really what we're looking for, not really, can't really play it. Maybe we could take it and see if we end up dropping all of the red and going into black-white, but that seems silly. Ooh, though Banishing Light is very splashable. Though it's not going to wheel. I'd be very surprised if it wheels. Man. I guess we're probably supposed to take Spawn here. And it's likely what we're gonna take. Let's see, what do we have? We have good sack outlet. Well, we have serviceable sack outlets at multiple CMCs. We got 2-drop, 3-drop, and a 5-drop sack outlet. As well as Final Flare's kind of its own sack outlet. So we need to set the table with more synergies, but we kind of have our base going. A little bit of mill, some extra dorks on the board, which again are pretty nice for sacks, sacrificings. I'm trying to really see, are we in there enough that we just need to take Spawn and ignore this Banishing Light? Banishing Light's just, premium removal in this format. I mean, there's a lot of enchantment hate, so sure, there's a lot of reasons it can get blown up, but it also just takes care of absolutely anything. But I don't think it's powerful enough to pull us away. Because if we end up dropping red, which is likely what will happen if we move into this, or if we try and stuff it in just to splash for it, we're already crowding our 3-drops. Plus, I think I'm supposed to like the Spawn more than I do currently. I haven't played with it and had any feel-good moments. And when I played against it, I have got. If you watched our last video, I let myself got by it, which cost us the last win, which would have won us 5 in a row. But all the same, it's a bit of a setup. But we'll start looking, if we get some more mill cards. We already have Timuret. It can be used to sack itself into the graveyard. I guess we're just supposed to like this. So I guess that's what we're gonna do. Alright, Spawn, get in here. Some options here. I'll touch on Dryad. It's kind of fixing. It's not really what you want, but if you're already looking at green white, maybe you have some splashable stuff. The additional land each turn, when it works out, it's great. I guess it has synergy with the 1/3 enchantment creature where you're constantly drawing lands, so you'll have all your lands out. But it also fixes. It's got like sneaky fixing. It blocks well. It's cheap for what it does. If you're in green, definitely very playable. Nyx Herald I like too. But for us, for the here, for the now, Catoblepas, I think, is definitely an option. We'll have enough that we'll often be able to do at least 3 or 4, maybe even more negative for its effect. So essentially this is like a removal. Mogus's Favor, very good. We've already talked about it. It goes very well in a deck like this. Use it, you know, for some small recursive value for removal, but often you can just stick it on a lamp pad. You know, now it's a 3/2. Mogus, you know, is a 4/2, etc. Make a crazy 4/1 zombie that you don't care about anyway, and it goes back to the graveyard and you recast it. You put it on Revels, etc. As you can see, it's very utilitarian. I think Aurora's Blessing is what we're supposed to pick, though. It's a little cringy removal, but that's just kind of Theros for you. You know, auras are scary to play because of the potentiality for 2-for-1s. But I think there's enough space to play this at the right time, and it just ends up being removal for you. And then if it sticks around, then, you know, it's +1/+1 for that creature. Maybe you had some synergies for effects for it. Right now we have late removal, you know, we have a Final Death. That would be a 4-drop removal. Spawn is super late game. That means removal. Hopefully it works out. They can sacrifice a creature that you don't want on there anymore. Keep the board clean. Final Flare, Enchanting Lyre. We've got some pretty good removal up the board. And Aurora's Blessing would fit in nicely with that. And I think that's enough to push it out for Catoblepas. I think we still play a Catoblepas if it comes around, but we're pretty back heavy anyway, and this fits on our curve better. Alright, Perfectly Welcome Celebrant. Works well. You can get tricky with sacrifice effects. And not a lot else for us, or even much to talk about. I think these are playable 2-drops, which we might end up with some of if we need them. Okay, there's a Blessing, but there's a Betrayal, and I think we're set up well enough that we can grab the Betrayal. Even with a lot of sack outlets, which I wouldn't say we have a lot, we just have a good number. You know, we have a 2, 3, and a 5-drop outlet, as well as the Final Flare. And we can easily see more. I think we can probably stick Pegasus in the sideboard. Pretty late Hydra's Growth. Nothing else really to talk about, but we'll definitely take this 2-drop. Alright, it's a good Rage Hound. Giving up a Manticore, aspect of the Manticore for it, but that's okay. We definitely value a 2-drop that's more recursive than we do a Manticore at the moment. And now we have a little bit of a decision. So, Manticore, good little battle trick. It has also, you know, if you have aura and enchantment synergies, goes well on things like Hero of the Games. We have one late, we have the Heroes of the Rebel, one big late Heroes. We also don't have a lot that goes on. You know, we have an escape velocity, so that'd be like the dream, right? Play this turn 4, escape, pump the team, swing in. So it's possible we want a hero here. I think we're early enough that a Hero of the Games fits the curve in the bill nicely for us. And other fires that we don't know what to do with, and really not anything else in here, so I guess we'll grab it for the sideboard. I don't think we want to try and be tricky and grab a Tactics. We're not that kind of deck. Libation. Pretty easy. There's our one for the sideboard. I think we want to thrill over another ho-hum loot, or I guess that's actually Rummage Effect 2-drop. It does block 1, 2. Now we have 4 2-drops. with the potentiality of better ones to come in and replace them anyway. So yeah, we'll take a thrill. Maybe makes the main board. I guess now we take another 2-drop. This isn't good, I think, unless you open up the green-red Satyr Lord, and then these all of a sudden become great, I guess. But yeah, sure, whatever, we'll take that. Nice Flicker, I like Flicker. Wow, Hydra's Growth should not be going this late. I'm going to take the Hydra's Growth just for rarity, completion level stuff. I don't know where this stupid thing goes either. Oh, man. Beautiful enchantment. Unfortunately, nothing we're going to go for. We don't want to screw up our deck by trying to splash, even if something as great as Mantle of the Wolf. There's another Freakus Spawn. Again, I guess we're supposed to love this card. We'll probably play it unless we see some removal farther down here, which we do not. Soul Guide Lantern, I do want to talk about real quick. Absolutely great out of the sideboard. Until you played with it, you don't know. It looks like good sideboard against Graveyard Hate, but maybe you don't want to main deck it. It's almost even main deckable in certain decks. The fact that you just get to snipe a card when it comes in means you don't have to worry about either drawing it late or playing it early. And then you can immediately wipe the graveyard if you want, or you can just let it sit out there to see if you need to or not, and then cycle it for a card. It's a really, really good out of the sideboard and almost even main deckable. Really wipes out any graveyard shenanigans. But I think for us, I think we want this other spawn. Nope, okay, alright. We're gonna be good. We'll take another spawn. Alright, well here's another Portent next to a Charger. And that's all that our deck cares about. There's also some fixing, but we don't care about that. And nothing else really to talk about in these cards outside of that. So for our deck, to be perfectly honest, I think we kind of get a little greedy, question mark, and double up our Portents. Alright, I don't think we have the big enough creatures or good enough way to proc this for Furious Rise. I think the green-red deck is really probably where that shines. So we have our choice between some more removal, a pretty good 2-drop, definitely better than the Oread of Mountain's Blaze. 3-drop that we just passed, but we'd still play, and another Escape 2-drop, which I don't think we'd take over the Escape 3-drop. So an Escape 3-drop, upgraded 2-drop, or another removal at 4. I think the Portent of Betrayal just took that place, and maybe, depending on how many outlets we get, maybe even takes the Blessing's place. Just because we do have this Final Death, a Final Flare, a Liar, Entrancing, Liar, Pants on Fire, a Remorse, which honestly might have to sit in the sideboard, and then even a Celebrant in its own way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we definitely don't want another Blessing, and there's even a possibility this one comes out. If not, it might be one of these Portents, but I don't regret taking that one. So then we default back to a 2-drop upgrade or the 3-drop Escape. I'll take the upgrade. Fire-breathing, exile-worthy upgrade. Not bad. Oh, alright, well, I think oh man, look at Gary. Look at Gary. I'm glad we're not closer to Devotion to Black. That way I can just take my Final Death, but... Gary. You are such a silly, silly card. Great card. Have a fun constructed deck around it. Who doesn't? We like Infuriates. We like Mogus's Favors even better, but we like best of all, Absolute Removal. Okay. Yep, we'll take a Mire's Grasp. Really surprising to get these this late. There's another Portent, but we can't grab the hero in case this is the way. Ooh, Mogusis or a Warden? That is a question. So now we have 2 heroes, which like Escape Velocities. They even like Mogus's Favors to become 5/1 trigger the team effects. don't have as much room at the 4-drop slot. Mogus is pretty good. And I think we got a pretty good density of creatures and 4-drops and just kind of bigger stuff that this might be our time to take a Mogus's favor. Warden is good, but for our deck right now, I think Mogus does enough. Well, and now we have another choice. Now it's between Warden, which we just talked about, and Dismissed, another Final Flare, which honestly I don't hate because now we have 2 Portents. It's a little trickier. We're not looking at Wrap, and then Aspect, and they discard 2. I don't know if we have enough Aura synergies to care. And then it'd be what, between a Flare and a Warden? Now I'm looking at it. I am going to take the Flare. This would be Mogus's favor if we didn't go that route earlier. Now I think it's an Omen. And nothing for us here. And we're kind of getting down to it. I think this Charger's probably a good idea. I think we want it over... because it comes back so big as a 5/5. I think we do want it over the Underworld Rage Hound. There's another favor. I don't know if we play it or not. Some good white cards. Oh man, another Portent. Well. Alright, so let's take out the stuff we know, or at least are unsure of. Where does that leave us? So we're trying to do the black-red aggro. We have, how many creatures? 8, so clearly that's an issue. So let's just go back. And now we have 3 cards. 3 cards wiggle room. That's still only 11 creatures, which is not great. So let's look at our removal. Favor doesn't really count as removal, but it's good to keep in mind. Kind of same as Celebrant. I'd say like between those, we'll probably end up taking care of 1 creature. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That is a lot of removal. And that's not even counting the spawns, which could also be removal. So I feel like we have removal all sorts of covered. So I don't think we want to bring Remorse in until we know they have stuff like, I don't know, Ashioks, Planeswalkers, things that we can't deal with our creature removal. So we have opportunity for some draw, which also feeds our graveyard, which we don't hate, again, with all of our different escape. So I think we want to sneak in some Thrill of Possibility. I feel like the creature's a good idea. Alright, maybe we start with this. It's a little tricky. I mean, I really want to put another Portent in because it does feel, it's a real feel good. But Lamppad, there's one Lamppad. That's the best card we have for doing this on turn 5, you know? Alright, let's see how the first game goes. Played a black-red aggro to great effect, actually, but it was in Sealed when it was just the first, day or 2 after the set came out. And in Sealed, we also had a Croaxa, and I think just some other good black-red cards in particular, and that played really well, and I've seen this archetype play out really nicely. Just don't know if we hit the right balance. We have tons of removal. I'll put it that way. We have tons of removal, and a couple good escape cards. And I think we keep... Hello, Tobo DK. Alright, well, at least we've pulled a mountain. Now we kind of have a lock on whatever creatures they play, if that's going to be a thing. Sure, we'll grasp that. Hopefully it slows them up a little bit. We don't know what auras they have right now, but that could have been a commanding presence right there, and that would have been bad. We would have not liked that. Looks like they're probably playing Deny the Divines. Might eat the hero here. I mean, okay, they're at least playing Vexing Gulls, but it's very possible they were mulling over whether or not to deny that. Especially if they leave mana up now, I'm going to be suspicious. Heliod, okay. I don't think we have any... Well, we have Exile target creature. We have Final Death, but we don't have any ways to deal with it as an enchantment. I think we just want to Mugs' favor and go. Because we're going to be racing. He's going to be giving a lifelink to that goal. Yeah, that is nice. And we don't have too much else going on. I guess we can look at our curve. I don't think this is a 16 mana deck because it takes so much to set up for things like a Portent of Betrayal. Alright, so he is not going to give lifelinking. He's going to hold up a Deny the Divine, I believe. Alright, so this will be interesting. We can tap down a 2-power creature at instant speed. So if he does have like an, whatchamacallit, the White Omen that he's looking to trip up the hero with, we can only tap down one thing. Honestly, don't know if we care that much. Guessing, you know, we tap down the one thing and we can Omen back the hero. Alright, so we're going to tap down this goal before it gets out of control. And then we'll let him mess around with his little token buddies. Alright, looks like they're missing quite a few land drops, which is going to be pretty nice. We do need to be able to take advantage of it before Heliod becomes a problem. And even though we just have the sole Portent, it's just doing us no good right now without a sack outlet. So it's pretty uninspired and unexciting play, but we're just going to get down our hero again. Can't even favor it, but that's okay. And if we block the Leonin, it's going to eat our Mogi's favor, so we want to wait. Okay. So now would be a great time to draw one of our outlets. And instead it's a land, which is the opposite of what we wanted. So we can Portent and Mogi's favor and hit him for 11, and then it doesn't matter because then he'll just hit us back for 4 lifelinking. So we need to set up a scry. Okay. I mean, we can't do anything about it, but I guess we also need to now hope that he doesn't have a trick to make sure this lean-in survives. Alright, so it's pretty screwed on mana, which is really helping us because he's still winning. And as soon as he starts grabbing some lands, which you gotta assume he's gonna do before we kill him, he's gonna have plenty of cards. Yeah, that's not great, because now we can give anything protection. So, okay, never mind. So we can Mogus's favor. I think we want this Timorite so we can throw some stuff in our graveyard. And then we can favor the Alicid. No. It's fine. Not sure what else he'd have for 2 mana. Oh, duh. That's alright, I guess. Exile a creature or enchantment of grave if you do. Alright, so let's actually get rid of Mire's Grasp. We have no way of doing anything about that. And then try and Mogi Alicid here. We're gonna feel real silly though if he has a righteousness. Alright, so sacks it. Protection from red, we don't care about. We do have the Rummager, so I guess we'll hold a swamp. And pass turn. Alright, decent stabilization. Somehow their opponent's gonna have to find a mana here. I'm sure that's what they're thinking. Being crazy if not. I mean, they're almost halfway through their deck, so now he has an activation on the Leonin. Or rather, from Heliod on the Leonin if you'd like. And come on, Sack Outlet? I think Sack Outlet maybe doesn't quite win us the game, but ouch! Alright, I have no way to bring you back. Oh, whoops, almost did it anyway. So what's this? That's 5, we'd have 2 left. I don't think there's anything for 2 we care that much about. I think we just swing out. Do we want to Mogus the hero first? I don't think so. So he can trade. He didn't even get 4 life. Oh, okay. I was gonna say, I might have traded just to eat the Mogus's favor. Yeah. Just thinking if there's any benefit to rummaging the land right now, and I don't think there is. Keep up a little mystery. That's awful. Okay, so that doesn't do anything immediately. But that is number 1 thing that we would like to grab. Oh no, it does turn on Heliod. That is unfortunate. But still, nothing else has lifelinking. Ooh, alright. You give me a sack outlet. Come on, give me a sack outlet. We can grab Heliod actually if we wanted. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What if we want the mana to look for sack outlet? Would that be even worth it? Yes, it is. We can still look important, but then we wouldn't be able to play. Alright, there's land pad. That's exactly what we wanted. Let's scry you to the bottom, and yeah, Agonizing Remorse is actually still good here since he was so land screwed for so long. So we Vigil. I think we take the Archon, even though Heliod we actually get to kill. Yeah, I think we just need to take the Archon. Okay, there is a very good chance. Let's actually put this land down in case we want to sack something to lamp pad. Oh, we're actually still gonna win though because we can drain him before he brings that to bear. Woo! That was close. Yowza. No, it's fine. Man, okay. This is the only reason that we won. Was being able to outlast him while he was mana screwed. He's got a Heliod and a Dream Trawler and a Archon. Like, good God Almighty. Alright. So we're very glad to have a game up on this deck. What do we do about that stuff? Okay, more final deaths, I guess? Do we change anything? So we're going to be on the draw probably. I wonder if Underworld Fires is actually worth it. Because he does have those Leonin, or at least the one. And other little tiny guys. That also makes our Rage Hound go away, so probably not. We're keeping Remorse in. He's got Indestructible Gods and Archons and all sorts of stuff. Is there anything not good on the draw? Maybe the Charger, but we're so light with creatures. I mean, we could switch it in for a hero. Nothing is really leaping out. So we're just going to run it back. Anything I do here just feels like fiddling. We just have a ton of removal and needs to line up well. I don't know if we can count on him not drawing mana. He must have started with Dream Trawler in his hand. He was like, I'm not letting this go. And then his deck punished him with no land for, it was like 8 turns. I mean, he had 3, but still. So we're going to keep, we are on the draw, which hopefully means we're not going to have to worry about this mana situation. Mogus' favor was made for getting rid of Alicids of Life's Bounty. Man, we are lining up pretty good so far. Okay. Okay. Let's get our Charger down. And then next turn we can grasp. Look how you brought the turtles in. Turtles are actually, like, they're stupid turtles. He's got all these big butt creatures now. He just needs to last until Dream Trawler time. And he's already doing better on his mana than he was before. So, I think this means we just Myers Grasp the turtle and swing in. It unlocks our attacks. We could also put the Mogus down. Try and go for a bigger swing. And by Mogus, I mean the Soul Reaper, not the Favor. The Favor, I don't think we care as much about. You can still just block both and not die. Take no damage. But we'll also take that Courser out, no problem. Wow, we couldn't have blocked it better ourselves. And here's where Mogus' Favor turns our Charger into a Race Beast. I think we should probably Timber it first, though. Just to improve our board position. Okay, so it doesn't seem like there's anything holding us up. And if he's gonna, deny the Divine, that's fine. I think we'd rather do that than the Soul Reaper, because we still want our Portents to be alive. And now we can double spell, so let's go ahead and see if we get to do this. Seems safe enough so far. And we might be able to aggro him down. Oh no! Alright. So I guess let's Thrill first. See if we don't get a Portent. Not quite what we want. Okay, so he hits us for 5, goes back up to 12. We still have lethal. Oh, wait, actually we're 1 short. So we need a creature to sack 2. And actually we just need a way to make him tap down. Oh no, that might be game. Pretty unfortunate that they already found their Dream Trawler again. Yeah, the opponent had all the right cards at the right time there. Well, Freak a Spot is one way. So we would play it, sack to the Soul Reaper, and then we would need to bring it back next turn, so we need to do this. Is it even worth it? I mean, do we win from here? At all? He's gonna hit us again, make another token. Yeah, there's no way after Dream Trawler resolves. There's no way for us to outrace that, outvalue that, do anything with it. That thing is just too busted. Way too busted. I still can't think of anything to switch up here. Maybe Velocity comes in for something. Thrill. Nope, it's just a race. kill him before he can get a Dream Trawler on the board. Maybe, actually the Libation, we probably should have brought that Libation in already. Okay, not the worst. I think we probably put our Portent on the bottom. It's the least effective way. Yeah. Least effective way for us to kill something. If we flood out though, we will feel pretty silly. Right, so far not so bad. Okay, let it go. Okay. I like opponent's deck. Just the single effect too. Interesting. Alright, so I think they're mana screwed again. Oh, there's one. Because I think they missed last turn, didn't they? Okay. Okay. Interesting. Playing around Mogus' favor, I guess. Alright. We're up to 4 mana. Only 1 blue at least, but... I just feel like we don't have enough on board. I think it's just because Dream Trawler is intimidating. And oh yeah, by the way, he still has an Archon and a Heliod and all sorts of stuff going on. So he can only kill the Celebrant, which then the Celebrant kills it. So I don't think we actually want a Mire's Grasp. Or rather, we can do it after the fact. Alright, that works. Get this guy out of here. Make sure Heliod doesn't get turned on anytime soon. And we're so close. Alright, still no double blue. Just plays out the Omen. Oh, because he gained life. Right. I always forget the Omen tacks on a little life too. And he can give life link to the 2/2. Or the 1/1. We have no way to instant speed interact. I guess we can Soul Reap whatever he brings to the party. Let's see how he wants to play it. Riptide Turtle. I did not expect a Riptide Turtle. No one expects the Riptide Turtle. Alright, so he's going to double... I'm so confused. I thought he was going to double block the Mogus then. Yeah, like that. There we go. Alright, it's not the worst thing. Yeah. Alright, so we can also sack the Celebrant. To either kill to preserve the Soul Reaper or just to kill the turtle. think we're actually going to go this route. Preserve our board a little more. Though it does leave us wanting as far as getting a card out of our hand. We are barely making this work. He's still missing blue. Alright, that's a good thing for us to GTFO. We just eat it. Oops. So he's going to go down to 8. He's going to scry. Didn't scry. Figured he'd scry at the beginning of his turn. I mean, even if he has Dream Trawler, which, oh my god, please don't. He's still missing this blue mana. 2 cards. Giving Riptide Turtle lifelink does nothing for him. This is good for us. Alright, so let's go ahead and Agonizing Remorse. Goes for a Vexing Gull. Sure. Which leaves him with a land, I assume? Oh, Commanding Presence. Sure, let's get that out of here. No thank you. And then we're still attacking. He's going to give lifelink to... Nah. Whatever, we already did it. So you can lifelink Gull. There we go. We kind of just screwed ourselves. Okay, decides to go proactive, probably a smart choice. Basically keeps us even, because he can't get the spawn. There's another spawn. What do we have? We have 6, so we can spawn and Oracle. Oracle can pump twice to get to a 4/2. He's going to be able to gain 3 life. Finally scries. And if he drops a Dream Trawler, I think we're maybe still dead. 1, 2, 3. We still have a good amount of removal. Not to mention these spawns can go away and come back. Alright, that's actually not bad. Okay. So we can Mogus's favor and bring back the spawn. That's 6. 4, 5, 6. Nuts! Can Mogus favor the Soul Reaper? Yeah. Let's see where he goes with this. So now he's got to give up the Vexing Gull. He can get some life on the way out. But that might be enough to push us over, and we're just still hoping and praying he doesn't find that Dream Trawler in time, and a second blue mana, so we have a little bit of advantage there. Okay. So we can actually... Let's see if I pump it twice. We couldn't actually do that way, though. Okay. We could sack him to himself. Let's go ahead and draw a card off of this spawn. Alright, nothing special. Alright, go ahead. So he's gonna actually be able to put the turtle up. Alright, fair enough. Okay, so Freaka Spawn takes care of this turtle. And we get to win? Not quite. Don't you dare! Don't you dare! Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Come on, man! All 3 games? Dream Trawler? You have 2 Dream Trawlers? And we still don't even have enough to double pump Oracle and then bring back Favor. This is just ridiculous. So, Celebrant. Alright. Grasp, sorcery, instant. Submit 3. Gets rid of the turtle. We can't attack. So he swings in, he goes to 11. That's actually not enough. Like, he'll need something. If he doesn't swing in, then he's got to deal with this Phyrexia's Spawn that's a 5/6. As well as whatever else I got going on. Alright, so he goes for the carded, which makes sense. He's going to be able to put a counter on 2, whatever that's worth. I think we got him. I think we just barely got him. Woo! We actually beat a Dream Trawler deck with a Heliod and a Archon. And that person was a good player. Wow. Okay, well, let's get into the next game. So basically, we can keep the board clear enough to allow our recursive and extra value creatures to take over. We're in a good spot. This is a little rough. Nothing till turn 3. Quite a bit of land as far as flood goes. And we go first. Alright, we'll mulligan. Alright, that is better. Kind of feel like Final Flare can go. We have so many other ways to take care of threats. That allows us to Rage Hound, Remorse, Possibility, whatever we'd like in whichever order. Probably Rage Hand Remorse. Thrill. Opponent answers with a Triton. Perfectly fine with. There's a couple lands. See if he wants to trade off. Sure thing. I think we can go ahead and just get another creature down. Depending on what our draw is, could possibly just play out a spawn. We still have high value on Remorse, at least for another turn. Okay. It's probably a good time for Remorse. Could even thrill away the spawn if we wanted. Let's wait for the lands. Go ahead and play this more conservatively. Not sure what their deck has. I think getting creatures on board for pressure is probably the right way to go. I don't like that. Okay, well, maybe it's not as bad. Go ahead and swing. And let's take a peek here. That Lyre is not good. That Pegasus isn't good either, though. Doesn't have anything for the Eidolon to trigger as of yet. And we'd have to work through a Dragon of Lyre. I don't hate that. Let's go and get that Pegasus out. It's pretty hard for us to deal with as far as what we have in hand right now. The Lyre will take a little for him to get online, though it will be very annoying. And then we still have our full functionality as far as Mogus and Spawn going away and coming back from the graveyard. So he probably Eidolon. Well, I guess that's the way he's looking. He can put down the Lyre and then just wait and tap down the Mogus Soul Reaper if he wants. Or he can put down the Eidolon, okay, and hold up a 2-point, or excuse me, I guess a 3. No, wait. Yeah, 2 mana Underworld, okay. That's not the worst. Incendiary Oracle. See how he wants to deal with it. Alright, just takes it. There's not a whole lot else for us to do. We could thrill away the hero of the rebels, but I don't think that's what we want. We're going to need to put quite a few creatures out to work through the Lyre and this Underworld. I guess it's possible he goes ahead and blows, the Soul Reaper's head off. It's fine. Okay. Okay. Alright, so now we throw away the war leader. But we need to attack first. So we attack, blocks with the envoy. And let's see what he wants to tap down with the liar first. Alright, so it goes for the spawn, I think. Yep, goes for the spawn. Attack the oracle, block with the envoy. Let's go ahead and do this now. In case it gives us something interesting. Not really. Do we want to make that trade? And then it gets in as a 2/3 lifelinker. Yeah, I think we're okay with that. Alright, we're okay with that too. So what do we need? Most any of our removal would be fine. Except for Port and Betrayal. Okay. Okay. I guess now that probably was a bad trade, because we actually don't want to pump the Oracle, and then he can put the Sentinel's eyes on Hero of the Wind, so it was actually a bad trade. Hopefully he just lets it through. Alright, so he's going to let it go, that's fine. We'll put down our heroes. And even though we talked ourselves into it'd be an okay play, that was a little reckless. So now we have a better go wide. He can tap down the heroes instead right now if he wants. That'll take most of his turn, but probably has the turn to give. Oh, okay. Nope, keeps spawn tapped down. Pulls another Sentinel's Eyes, which isn't great. That 6, 7, 8. I just swing with everything. Okay. So we need to deal with one of those flyers. Alright, so we do have Final Death. Good. So I think we just Final Death the hero and swing in with our hero rebels. Probably chump off the lamp pad. Actually, they should just take it and finish us off with the lamp pad. Alright, let's go for it. Oh, very nice. Gets his full trigger off of it. And I mean, we're dead, but we're gonna try anyway. That just shows the reach of Lamphead. This is a great common card. We'd absolutely be more than happy to have a second or third copy in our deck. Only they can screw this up now. It's possible we have, I guess, an Infuriate. But even then we would have needed to attack with both creatures. So he could just jump with the Envoy or even do the Lamphead trick. But yeah, as it stands, he's just going to win. We'll give him a chance to screw up. I mean, there's... Let's see, what could we have? I don't know. Hero of the Forge? Doesn't really make much sense. Oh, there he goes. He can just tap down the Oracle. Maybe he'll screw up, though. I mean, he still just has it on Lampad, period. Alright, so he goes for 3, knowing that I could pump it. We go to next game. So, we just weren't explosive, so we're going to be on the play. On the play. Remorse could probably come out. It's not that we don't hit with it, it just didn't seem like there was a bunch of awesome hits. On the play, Thrill could possibly come out. And then we go something like that. We could put the Revelers in as deck tech against the Liar on their side. It's not the worst. Versus a hero, though, probably not. Alright, let's run this. See if we screwed it all up or not. Oh man, that was rough. Alright, we'll work with this. Should be able to get some decent early aggro in. Then we even have Celebrant Flare for 2 for 2. Could you have had a better... Okay, somehow their 1-drop has stymied our aggro. Oh, alright. We have another one? Such a perfect blocker. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Now we get to keep up instant speed removal if we want to sack the Celebrant. Also has instant speed protection color from X. Okay. Okay. I was thinking about doing right then. Oh, I'll do it now. Do we want to take out the envoy or the battle? Still go ahead and take out the envoy. Okay. Just gonna go like this. We might Omen at the end of their turn to bring back the Celebrant. We do have Portent and Lampad out. Okay. Okay. So Rage Hound's got to rage. Just gotta rage. And see how they want to do this. If they block with the Alisade, then we'll Final Flare the hero. If they block with the hero. Okay. Right? I think that's right. I mean, it's not even so much denying the life. We want to get rid of that hero anyway. That's cost us quite a bit of board presence here. That one drop, it's ridiculous, holding us back. Alright. Enchanting Lyre, we don't care that much about, at least at the moment. Could tap down the lamp head, in fact, why not? That's what I would do. Swing in, get that life gain. Whew, man, just running on 3 mana here. I think we just want to kill the Eidolon while all of his mana's tapped down. He's already low on cards. We can put out the hero. Alright, we'll put out the hero. Constricted mana is hurting us. If we pull a mountain, we can celebrate an Oracle if we want. Opponent has no lack of land. Alright, so they're going to tap down hero. That's fine. Okay. Some little life tinkers in there. Just brought them back. Alright, there's a land. Alright. We're just gonna slam the spawn. It's hard to block. We need to start mitigating this little dinky damage. If he wants to float around the lyre some more, great. And if we draw a mana next turn, we'll be able to Betrayal Lamphead. Seems pretty good. Problem is going to be getting around that State of Life's a Bounty. We might even want to just lead out with a Celebrant, take it out. Still think it was probably the right decision to take out the champion, the hero, the flying 1/4 hero. I think. Okay, now he's got a Pegasus. I think we need to play the long game. I think we need to Celebrant down the Alisade. Attack in with a Spawn. And then next turn we can port in a Betrayal something. Sneak in response, make something protection from black. Which, yeah, could just be the Hateful Eidolon. And we will go to our next turn. Alright, so they're going to get in with the Pegasus. Hopefully they don't have like a Commanding Presence or some silly enchantment aura. Guess it's not the worst if they do, because we'll just port and Betrayal it. Not in a bad position. after we run through the next turn, turn after probably, depending. We can get the Rage Hound back too. Yep. Alright, so opponent's got something going on. Sure, they want to get in with the Pegasus with lifelink, which means they have an effective 4 mana, which is still plenty. They haven't pulled any auras, so this Eidolon hasn't done much except for gain some dinky points of life, which, I mean, it's not nothing in the long run. That's unfortunate, because they are going to go for the full exile, I assume. If they give us the opportunity to swing in for lifelink with the Pegasus, alright. So he decides to keep up the option. And I don't know why you just wouldn't go for it. So here's the thing then, do we want to port into Betrayal? So if we go for the Portent, he's going to get rid of the Lamphead. Which means the Portent isn't as important, haha. Let's see what he does. Takes it. So now we can put the Spawn in the graveyard if we want. Let's use our mana to scry with Omen. And we'll still have enough to sack Lamphead to itself. I don't think we want to put the Spawn in the graveyard, do we? I don't think so. Let's scry. Ah, nuts! I didn't think about that. Man, stupid Eidolon. Alright, this is already an uphill battle, especially against all this lifelink. So them drawing another card was not great. We might have just wanted to let that be exiled. Forgot about that. One piece of escape, fuel, and 1 point of dream. It's probably not really worth giving them a whole other card. Yeah, they've drawn 6 more cards than we have. Or roughly thereof. I guess Triton actually milled. Alright, so they get their own Lamphead down, which is going to make it very hard to grab anything with Portent of Betrayal. You can see why it's such a squirrely card to actually use. And, why I was very hesitant, because we need so many different sack outlets, and then things like their own sack outlets and protection can mess that up. Alright, what do we got? Charger and a Final Death. Final Death, I dig. Charger, I think I want 2. It's more pressure. Heyo, what are you doing? There we go. Alright, so Final Death to Pegasus and Swing. We could Final Death to Lamphead, but that's a little too fancy. Alright, so go for it. Probably sacks with the Lamphead. Let's see, had something else going on. Alright. swing in with the spawn. And we are slowly, this is just a game of little corners and edges. Next turn, we go Charger. I guess we attack with the Incendiary Oracle. We swing in and then we... actually, Charger doesn't block. So we'll see. We'll see what they put down. Alright, so he's going to tap down the spawn, it looks like. Or give themselves options, I don't know. Oh, it's going for the Oracle? Okay. Maybe he's got an enhancement for the Eidolon. Get some extra lifelink. Okay, maybe he's got a board wipe? We actually don't hate a board wipe. You got the Wrath, buddy? So confused. Soul Reaper, okay. Yeah. Fact is, we can't afford to just port in a Betrayal for, 2 extra damage. So we'll take a trade. And put down the Charger. Let's see where that leaves us. This is tricky. So he's got a free swing, but our crackback is pretty decent. I mean, we still get to Portent on our last big swing, because if nothing else, we'll sack it to the lamp pad. I mean, if that's going to give us, lethal. Okay, so that's 6 coming in. And we'll bring back the Rage Hound. Okay, another Sunman. Perfect. So Mire's Grasp. Ooh. Mire's Grasp, the Pegasus. 3/6. And I guess still just bring back the Underworld. Rage Hound. You got something to do for that? What you got? Cute. Okay. Yeah, might as well go ahead and get some trigger value there. Sure. Instant. Whatever, doesn't matter. Well, so now we can tap down Rage Hound. Get us pretty low. We still have some good beefy boys coming back. And I'll have to do something about the Potent Betrayal. 2, 3, 4. He's like 7. He's still one short of just killing us outright with Lampad Reach. And he also didn't untap the Liar, so the Rage Hound is still going to be a blocker. I mean, he could just have good enough Pegasus beats that it doesn't matter. Alright, so Final Death. Okay, but not enough. Well, let's see what happens. This will get us the game. Let's see, Lampads. Got a Lampad right now. Problem is, we're still practically dead. Ooh, Liar. Oh, but he gained a life. I totally missed. I forgot. Eidolon and Pegasus gained him life. So we're just dead. That's unfortunate. Yeah, yep. Alright, well, I think that kind of goes to show where our deck's at. It's not great. It's functional. Like, it can do what it's supposed to do. But in that matchup, and that value matchup back and forth, we just couldn't find a toehold. Couldn't quite ever turn the corner and have a turn where we had advantage. It's not like it's not a horrible deck. It's not all the deck's fault either. Sure, we punted once or twice, but we didn't have any bombs that we were looking forward to. We were just trying to grind those edges, and we got edged out ever so slightly. All right, it's pretty good. Turn 2, turn 3. Looks like we have a enchantment hero style deck. All right. Yeah, so if it's just a... Alright, fine, be that way. Depending on what instant speed enchantment already had, it could have been a blowout. Definitely bringing it real quick. Alright, let's Tamarat. Hopefully we find something... okay. So we can get the Grasp. Attacks. Now we have something a little bit more to work with. Okay. 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 This is what I was talking about. Big start. We have to just let it all go by us. Nope. It's a nice turn 3 you got there. Great. Okay, this Oracle. Now we might be going for a block chump flare on the Pride. I think it's actually our best bet. Okay. Interesting. That I was not actually anticipating. Gross. Okay, so we're going to double block here. Final Flare. Does he still have a Karametra's Blessing? I think he's got a Karametra's Blessing. Which means this is just a blowout. We gotta go through with it though. And Blessing. Yep. Not bad for 3 mana. Alright, Hyper Aggro. I guess Mogus's Favor. Blessing. World Fires. Remorse, not so much. Thrill, maybe. And Fires does hurt us, but we will be able to control when it happens, and it's possible that we'll be able to find an opportune time on our side. What else is good against them? Creature to trade. Kind of feeling this Blessing though. But we need to be able to block, which is leading me to this 2-drop creature. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe this hero. Maybe this Unrolled Fires. It's tricky. We can see like a lot that's going to do. It's just I'm trying to make this card pertinent, but I just don't think it is. I think we'd just rather have the body on the ground. So how big a body? 2-drop, 3-drop, 3-drop. Probably this 2-drop. Alright, that was a quick and efficient beating. Hopefully we can avoid another one of those. That was pretty much a nut draw for them. It's pretty good. Okay. Hopefully they have a semi-slow start. I don't want to go a card down. Alright. So we'll be able to answer, hopefully with a creature. It's up to the top of our deck. Okay. Okay. Nope. That is not what we wanted to see whatsoever. Alright, so now we get down to spawn. They actually have blue. Okay, cool. And they do have Last Bride. Wow. How stupid do we look now? Now wouldn't we just love that 1 point to everything sorcery? And we just milled away lands and liars. We got 0 value out of that. Wow, that is rough. That was a complete whiff. Holy crap. Sure, why not? What a beating. What a stone cold beating. Well, you can't block. You can, but how much do I care? It's got an apathy to take out the war leader, and that'll be gamers. Myers Grasp, okay. So we can at least block the Leonin. Or, I mean, we're going to block whichever one he doesn't put it on. There you go. Ouch. And he's going to steal our creature. Put it on the other one. Wow. Super glad we're here. Man, opponent's deck just unfolded twice. Like what? Like who cares? Completely missing the Timurit also didn't help, but I don't think that matters really. Yeah, good game. That's it. That is the entire game. Ah. Well, that is an inglorious end to what was a decent enough deck. That deck, I can't even tell. I don't think it was even that good. That guy just got some really good nut draws out the gate. We played plenty of aggro, so it's not like we haven't seen good aggro decks, but that itself was brutal. Ouch. Well, sometimes that's the way it goes. We have been getting to at least 3 wins and often 4 or 5 wins. So this definitely hurts, but that is part of the game. Can't really blame Variants that bad. Just pretty much had some good grindy games, and then that last match, that guy just ran us down, no problem. So that'll do it for this video. We'll have best of 1 up by the end of the week, so I'll be able to get some nice, a bit faster and a bit quicker, even though this video will be very short, much like a best of 1 video. Just easier to digest, and we'll start to move into past the beginning stages of the set and get into the real meat. Some really nice games on our best of 1. And if you like the video, click the like below, subscribe if you haven't, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.